Welcome, Spark. So what kind of Spark are you? Player? Creator? Or both? The stories yet to be told. The games to be made. Civilizations and societies to be formed. The universe is waiting for you to bring it to life. Now, how do we begin?
Wait, I think we're live.
Are we live? I think we are.
Let's check.
Give it about 30 seconds.
I think we're good now.
Okay, let us know if we are live. We had
It freaked out.
Right when we were going from intro video onto the regular thing, then everything stopped and things started crashing.
Yeah, sorry about that black screen for a while.
Yeah, that was. Oh man, this is the day of
technical
craziness.
challenge.
Yeah, so we're an internal build of Project Spark, and our internal systems are all offline today. So,
here, I'll even here. Where is that little thing?
Yeah, so we want to show you guys a bunch of stuff.
See, not online for you guys.
Yeah, we have a bunch of stuff to show you, but we will be not building stuff, but deconstructing stuff because we can't build stuff while we're in offline mode. And hello, Keith.
Hi.
With your awesome.
Thank you.
Narwhal's lightsaber.
Yeah,
T-shirt?
their horns are lightsabers and they're dueling.
That's so awesome.
In the water.
That's really awesome.
As narwhals are apt to do.
So hey there, guys, and welcome to a Thursday creation stream. This is the kind of like the stream that was never planned originally,
Yeah.
because initially we had Battle Stations coming out this week. We postponed it a week so we could get some final stuff wrapped up, and so we thought we would Keith would show off what he made for the video, like really awesome stuff he made for the video. We'd start off by showing off the video, then kind of deconstructing stuff for the video. But first, we got to talk about who's the winner
of the Void Artifact Challenge.
And so the Void Artifact, usually we always put the winner inside of the Sparkisodes, and so this week we actually put it inside of the video level,
Yeah.
but we will put it inside the Sparkisodes level. And again, people like you had a good description about like people like how they've been just taking these challenges and doing great things with them.
Yeah, my description was like people are going crazy.
Oh, that was okay.
my
Okay.
description.
I thought it was something else. But anyway,
Yeah,
so
that's pretty eloquent.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah,
It's very eloquent. So we had a lot of entries, a lot of really good entries.
What? I was just going to say, you probably use some different words as I would do off stream.
That is true.
And like always, I mean, it's every single week you guys make great stuff, and every single week we have a really hard time choosing. And this week we ended up cutting a video together of like everything and showing it to the team.
Yeah, 20 plus entries.
Because we had too many to pick from, but we did finally have one.
Yeah.
One final.
I will say most of them ended up being too grand and glorious for what we needed for the Sparkisode. That was for sure.
Yeah.
There was a lot of like really huge structures and things, and this needed to be a little bit more subtle.
Yeah,
Like,
I guess so. It's like it's this cool thing that lives outside, but people went for like a full.
Some of them were like fortresses.
Yeah, which is really cool, and I hope you guys make those into awesome games. But the winner we've put on the beach here, zooming in, zoom. So the winner is Mordred01 with this. So in play mode, this guy isn't bobbing around. He's like
he animates and he's like in a cool position.
Yeah.
He's like, "Ah."
But it actually kind of it worked really well. It looked really nice. We thought it was really.
Do you have part of it underneath the terrain? I'm pretty
change
sure
the
it's
sky
taller than
real
that.
quick.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
Change the sky real quick so we can see a little bit better too.
Yeah, that's true. What skybox do you have? Empty
I
world?
just have empty world.
Yeah. So this is actually like this is a perfect void artifact right here. We really like this one, honestly.
The void chose poorly.
So again, congratulations to Mordred01. You get a Battle Stations pack for free when it comes out next week. So look forward to that.
Yep.
Other important thing. So next week, next Thursday, we will not have a stream. And that's because we will be releasing Sparkisodes that day.
Yep.
And
Sparkisode episode 2.
Yep. And so instead of a stream, you'll get that video that comes out on YouTube. And so what that also means, we will not have a challenge this week. So there won't be any challenge at the end of this episode because we've basically, this was our last thing, our wrap on Sparkisode 2. We were just waiting for this guy right here. Now that we have this guy, we can finalize Sparkisode 2, ship that out, and so no stream next week, and no challenge for next week, but you do get next week Battle Stations.
You keep sinking him all the way into the ground. He has like a full
Oh,
stand.
yeah, I know.
He has a full stand he's supposed to be on.
I know. That's true. So let's show off the video.
Yep, let's do it. Alright, hopefully this goes well. I will say that. Alright, so without further ado, let's look at the world premiere of Battle Stations pack video. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Alright, here we go.
Yeah, there you have it. So that video is actually going to be shared across all of our channels today, and that will be the marketplace video that goes along with Battle Stations. And Keith built all this stuff.
Yeah, that mech and just insane. Oh,
Yeah.
dropping stuff.
I don't know if you want to play through it in play mode so people can see it in action again.
Sure. Let's see if I remember all the buttons. Oh man, we're in the wrong sky.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
I was like, that is really bright.
Wonder why.
Wrong button. There we go. There's the right button.
Oh, you even had the God rays coming out of that.
Yeah.
I really liked your kind of District 12 look right here.
Right?
Like the little peasants.
Yeah.
So and apparently, right, you were telling me the backstory is that those people hijacked this tank.
Yeah.
All right, to break into this city that's like guarded.
I forget what.
Just keep on pressing the buttons so you figure out
Yeah.
which one is which.
It's been a couple days since I've been working on this. I forgot all the buttons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the rays.
So the next, all right, I want to see how you made the mech guy and also this
And the
tank.
tank.
Okay. First, I thought I saw a question up there. Like, do I like working with the default colors of the assets? Like, are you asking if I don't like the default colors, or if I wish I could change them, or what?
Probably if like you work with, when you're working with the video, do you stick with stuff mostly in the default colors?
Yes. And that's mostly, yeah. Like, sometimes I recolor stuff. I like working within restrictions because I think it kind of fosters creativity. So, like, when I have to work within, like, a certain, like, color palette or whatever, then I feel like it pushes me to do better. But I mean, look, I changed the color of these guys, like to red. So I mean, there are instances in which I do change the colors, but like the actual props of the pack that I'm working on at the moment, I try not to change their colors at all because that's what we're trying to show off, and we don't want to like, you know, detract from that.
Yeah.
So let me see if there was a nope. The mech was out there. There's my can of lipstick or tube of lipstick, also known as missile.
So yeah, your missile you're using those
Pylon,
like columns and eggs.
And eggs. Yeah, it's an egg.
It's pretty creative.
Yeah, it was just like I needed something simple, not a whole lot of detail, but like the egg gave me the shape for the head of the missile that I wanted, and so I just recolored it. So let me, I forget where this guy is all like hooked up to. So let me rip him out of there.
Oh, so you have a separate top and bottom.
That makes the rotation easier.
Yeah, it makes the rotation a lot easier. So we'll put him out there. Oh, these are all separate. So let me just grab that.
You got that wall too.
Oh, the wall's coming
Take
with
it.
me. Oh well.
That's the new wall piece.
Yeah, it's a new wall piece. I thought that made a pretty sweet gate.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's turn up the actual light in here. That didn't really help much.
Well, I think you have the brightness down as
Yeah,
well.
I think you're right.
Yeah, sun brightness
Yeah,
is -3.
I totally did.
Whoa!
Here, I'll type in 0.
Thank you.
Bam. All right, that's a bit better.
There we go.
Oh yeah, you also recolored those pylon pieces
Yes, I did.
for the legs.
I totally did recolor those things. Alright, so let me snap him over this way.
Well, you recolored because you used some first contact pieces, right?
Yeah,
to
I
make
used the
them match
first contact pieces.
the battle station stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, the base of this guy, like I had a bunch of stuff glued together. I initially had this entire thing glued together, and then I started ungluing
Oh, that's
it.
the laser cannon base.
Yeah, and then I started attaching stuff because I needed to actually have it function. So that's
Right.
the backpack. The arms are the backpacks.
What is that?
That
the
is
grenade.
the barrel.
In the middle.
Oh, the barrel and the grenade.
Yeah, and the grenade. So that's like the barrel of the gun, and then the center of it is the grenade.
Wow, the barrel looks really
That's so
nice.
cool.
Yeah, they look pretty sweet. Like just
Like an engine part
yeah,
or
almost.
whatever.
Like,
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking too. Like, oh man, this looks like a pretty sweet engine. And so I did that with both sides. And his kind of like sentry like stomach is just the mount, just reproduced like 4 times and stacked on top of each other, so it kind of creates that neat little
Center,
tripod, quad
yeah.
pod look to it.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then we've got this, just more of those doors.
Well, that isn't that the top of the bunker?
Nope. It's just,
The
this-
Oh, that's
Side.
one of the sides
just
flipped.
individual doors.
That's right.
Yeah, individual sides, yeah.
I didn't realize. Wow, I haven't played around with enough because I didn't realize how much it looked like a wing until now.
No, I just thought
That's one of the things like I initially wanted to do, like, is I wanted
Spaceship?
to turn spaceship. And Beach is like, we've done spaceships, like you've done spaceships before, and I'm like, alright. And there was like a span where I think BJ was like sick and I couldn't get approval for the video and like no one responded, so I was just like, I'll just start building stuff. And I'm like, well, I don't want a spaceship, so how about a tank? And so I built the tank first because, like, I saw you guys have been messing around with tanks. I'm like, I wonder what I can get away with just first contact pieces, and as well as battle stations pieces. Yeah. And so I started building that, and then I'm like, this needs a little bit something more. And so that's when I decided to build the robot. Just like a quick little sentry. So that's all first contact pieces. That's first contact as well.
Ah, you had the scope for his little head thing.
Yeah, the scope was his head. And I thought about adding more detail in there, but I figured it'd just get lost in the video, and it was kind of ominous having like that one big cyclops eye.
Yeah.
that was really cool.
And I really like for that rocket canister, those are all just a bunch of eggs.
Yeah, there's a bunch of eggs. bunch of eggs with grenades in the middle of them or behind them. So it looks like they're, you know, they're in like some kind of recessed firing chamber or whatever. I don't know. And that's just a couple of those things stacked on top of each other, and then these bros, and yeah, more of those guys. I added probably way too much detail to that shoulder rocket launcher than I should have.
Then you got, those are the rockets we were looking at earlier.
Yep, those are the rockets we were looking at earlier.
His little gun thing is awesome also.
This thing?
Yeah.
I wouldn't call that little, but
yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, basically I just swiped it from this thing and rotated it down so it looked like this. And it's the laser cannon from Battle Stations.
Yeah.
And then just the heavy rifle.
The new Sweet Wife rifle,
Yeah, that's it. And it looks like a pretty sweet cannon.
Whoa, yep. Those two are awesome
And
together.
you combine that with that, and it just looks like kind of like a shoulder mount. And yeah, and then he was all situated on the actual like front door.
That was his chest plate, right?
That was like the area behind it, like his shoulders. This
Gotcha.
is his actual chest plate,
Got it.
like in front of that. And then his antenna or like radio receiver
was also a gun.
Just another gun. Yeah, that's one of the things I like about the gun a lot is it looks like antennas or just accessories that go on top of buildings.
Yeah, I was also curious when you were going down what these, I don't know what these glowy things are in the middle of the building structure.
Oh, those things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lol, 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 lol. You're going to lol when you find out.
And those things too, yeah.
The light looks like a no
is it?
sign.
It is. This mount is super awesome.
Oh!
It's the bottom of it. So like,
I didn't even know that was there.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yeah, and so you can use that for like buttons. I also was trying to use them previously as like little kind of lights, so I would stick them down in the ground. Come on, where are you? There you are. I would stick them down in the ground like that, and then put like a light on top of it to make it look like it was shining, and then like some of those light rays coming up, like it was like a little, just like a hot little spotlight. So the bottom of that prop is pretty sweet. I like it a lot.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I really like how the building uses them. That is so sick.
Yeah.
I was like, I need to put Battle Stations props in here because, I mean, this is all like first contact stuff, just repeated and stacked on top of each other. We got some of those guys on the side.
Oh, that was what you were trying to do last week with like
Yeah.
lining up those
Light,
lights.
yeah.
With, yeah.
And it turned out a lot better in the video than it did like when we were doing it last week for sure.
Well, how long would you say it took you to make like those buildings?
Those buildings?
Yeah.
Those are like
10 minutes? No.
it was about 30 minutes to an hour.
30 minutes to an hour to make all those buildings?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
wow.
like they're not too once.
I get okay. I see.
Buildings are like repetition of like this, almost like the same architecture over and over again, with like a little variation. And so when you find like a segment that you really like, and you start stacking on top of it like really quickly, it starts looking like a building very fast. And then so then you want to alternate some like smaller details, and maybe put like some supports on the side, and so you can like crank out buildings relatively quickly. Like I mean, this thing is just. Yeah.
That's just...
That is an awkward camera angle, that's what that is. So this guy is pretty much the same thing.
Just rotated.
Yeah. I took two pieces and I rotated and I started stacking them on top of each other, and I put some supports on the side, and then you put a topper on it. Some kind of topper made out of these guys, just rotated a bunch.
Those are my favorite sci-fi props too.
Yeah, I like that. I like this thing quite a bit. Like it's big. It's got so many neat, interesting details, and it's angled in such a way that you can hide like parts of it that you don't want within other props to get what you do want. So like this part right here at the bottom with like these vents, you can just have this sticking out, and it looks like some ventilation system on a ship or a base.
Yeah,
and
that's
you
true.
don't necessarily have to have like the rest of this sticking somewhere. You can just stick it in a ground or in another prop, and then use. I mean, like even that right there, that's pretty sweet. We used these. Remember last week? We were just using the.
Yeah, we were using these for Spark.
The Sparkaso where we stuck like the.
Oh
pylons
yeah, you're
in.
right.
Mhm.
So we were just using the top of it. Like, so that's one of the reasons I like this guy so much. And again, like I'm using them here as like in quads to just kind of build like, you know, the buildings weren't all that important, even though I'm going over them a ton. I guess you guys ask questions. But like they're really easy to generate. You just want like a cool shape. Like almost like a little bit of repetition, because I mean if you look at actual buildings, that's what they're kind of like. So let's go back over here.
So how long did it take you to like make this mech character?
This mech, he took me a few hours.
Okay.
Mostly because like normally when I go into something like this, like I pitched to BJ like this is what I want to happen in scene 1, scene 2, scene 3, and scene 4, and he's like, cool. Let's modify this a little bit. All right, now go do it. And so then I sketch out on paper like what I'm actually going to do. Like with this mech, I felt like this whole scene was missing something, so I didn't start out like with on paper like what I wanted to do. So it was a lot of like trial and error. I deleted a lot of it, but at one point, oh no, that was for the tank. I was just at one point he was like a hover thing, like, or where is it? His chest piece right here. I actually started out with this, and I was going to try to build like a hover robot, like something you'd see on BattleBots, like but 30 years in the future. And then like put like the top of them on there, but I was like, nah, I don't want a hover bot, just something like really menacing, just standing there in front of the door. And so I moved up to the chest piece and just started throwing stuff together, see what worked, and throwing it out. And like that's the process that takes the longest when you're just trying to see what works and what doesn't. And you just have to be really critical. Like, oh, that's not working. Let's get rid of it. The tank, this went through several iterations too. Like, these things weren't here on the side to begin with. Again, these guys.
Oh, but they're so crucial now.
They
They're the
are.
things that kind of
Yeah.
go out and...
Yeah, I felt like the transformation was missing something, so I just put them on there real quick.
So you only had the legs come out, right? 'Cause they,
Mhm.
Yeah,
that way.
previously I only had these guys
Mhm.
like rotate like that.
Mhm.
And
I don't know why, but this kind of reminds me of the Scorpion from Halo.
yeah, I may have subconsciously been thinking about that. I'm not sure. Like, I didn't actually really Oh no, I did look up some tanks on Google. I looked up like space age tanks, but they all kind of look the same. So, and this is all glued together. So we'll unglue this. And here's the cannon that I
Yeah.
swiped for the robot.
Ah, I see.
And I couldn't find an engine, so I just took a grenade and used it as an engine blown up.
That grenade is becoming one of my favorite new props.
Yeah,
already.
it's pretty sweet, especially since you can turn it off and it
Yeah.
goes closed and then it opens up. So you can do some really neat things with like that animation or just the general shape of it. That is a really bright charge cone. Like, if I could go back and do the video, one thing I'd do would turn that charge cone off when we were firing stuff, and I wanted these things to come
Oh yeah,
out.
you wanted to spend the time to do
Yeah.
recoil and
I
stuff.
wanted to put recoil on the cannon to make it more impactful and whatnot. This is actually one of my favorite parts of it is the cockpit. It's just like the Codian blaster,
Yeah,
just blown up a lot.
I've seen people start to use that for cockpits, and because it's really works really well.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Actually, let me go back and put this all together. And then
Magic.
unglue this. I originally had the tank because I wanted to use this. I think this uses almost like no battle stations props other than the cannons and the grenade. I originally had the cockpit as this guy.
The backpack.
Yeah, because it does look like a pretty sweet cockpit.
Oh yeah, it does.
Let's shrink it down a lot. Autosave. Autosave, you've messed with me so many times at home. I
That's
swear.
getting better though.
It is. It's
Starting
a lot better.
today
But
for or yesterday.
the funny thing is
T15.
that the longer autosave now actually messed me up at one point.
Oh, really?
When I was making this video, and a build crashed, and I lost progress on like that robot.
Oh,
Yeah, it's pretty funny. But like overall, it's not doing it as often. So I initially had this as the cockpit, but I didn't really like it because the front part was like too snub nosed.
Yeah, it looks like a pig.
Yeah, it looks like that's what I thought too. It looks like a warthog or something like that. And
Warthog.
yeah, and then and so I wanted something more kind of like angular and.
Oh my god! Now I can't.
Defined.
Now I can't unsee a warthog head for that thing.
Right.
Like I now.
Now you just want to
now
attach
I want
to
to
a
make a mech warthog.
Yeah. So I ultimately thought that looked better for the tank, even though I wanted to use battle station prop. One thing, if you guys will notice, let's run through test real quick. That's hilarious.
The broken.
Yeah.
That looks cool.
Is the laser fencing? You guys see on the top the laser?
Oh yeah.
Like that got kind of a little bit lost in the video, but
I
had so much trouble getting that to happen.
I didn't even notice those. Those are sweet.
It's just they're just little details on the side now. But do they? Am I allowed to say how we make lasers?
Yeah. Why can't you?
Oh, okay. All right. I don't know if it's like sanctioned or not. Like.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
You're using
how
you're
dare
using
you
all
tell-
stuff that everybody else can use. Right?
How dare you tell people how to make cool things?
Have you guys learned how to make lasers before? You essentially just take a spark, like a spark effect. And
People will use rope, but they've never used this. I don't think people use this technique before.
You take like a spark, the actual prop or the effect. Let me see if that's still glued. So this guy, and you like every other frame, you change its position between where you want the laser origin to be and where you want the laser destination to be, and if it just swaps positions like every frame. And because of the way the engine handles the drawing of it, it draws the tail. Between? Yeah, it draws the tail instantaneously.
Just between the two positions.
Do you have the code for that in there?
I think it's like this guy.
That sounds way easier than trying to shoot rope.
Oh yeah, it's this. So when position toggle is true, position equals this logic cube, else it equals that logic cube,
and it changes every frame.
Every frame, trigger and start, toggle position toggle.
And that gives you a laser.
That gives you a laser
between 2
now,
points.
There's a couple of caveats with this. Like I augmented the effect tent channels of these, like the magic particles. I turned them like completely off. Like so, the thing that makes up Spark's body, I turned like off.
Ah, okay.
And I essentially just left the trail tent channels there. Also. And I ran into this problem, and I had no idea why it was happening, is the two positions that you need to switch between need to be vertically different from each other. Like, if they're on the same plane, if they're exactly across from each other, you actually won't see the lasers, so they have to be, like, one has to be higher than the other. Then you see the laser.
Interesting. Wonder why it does that.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I mean, this might not explain, but I know why. Like, I know what happens when we change the position of something. So, because Eric Anderson one time explained it to me, so initially when you had like set position to this new area, what would happen is between those frames, the object would literally be like pulled through the world, like pulled just directly through the world to that place. But what we were finding out is those were setting off triggers sometimes of stuff, even though it's happening between that frame. Some things triggers would be set off when that thing was just moving from this one position to the next. It would set off the triggers in between them. So Eric changed the engine so that basically it goes like launches high up in the world and kind of, or not high up, but basically above all objects whatsoever. So so it goes to a place where there's no objects, then it moves over, and then it goes back down.
Interesting.
So
this sounds exactly why I probably have.
So that might be a reason why, because it's like it kind of goes
when it happens.
Yeah, it goes up and
who knows. That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Oh, also interesting things. Someone in chat, Infrared from chat, said that if you rotate them or spin them, that gets rid of that as well.
If you rotate and spin what?
If those props are being rotated or spun, that takes care of that issue.
Which issue?
Like the issue where you just go from the same horizontal plane.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that would make sense why that would do that.
Yeah, so what else do I got? I got more mounts turned on their side. I got more roofs, bunker roofs as walls, and more bunker sides as like wall decorations. So you can see how I just kind of nestled them, creating a little bit of detail with.
And that's the grenade again.
Yeah, it's a grenade again.
Those were really nice.
And then I just used those guys as little guns and whatnot. The top of this thing is just a bunch of laser cannons flipped over, like backwards.
Oh, wow. I thought that was the other prop.
Again, more mounts as lights. I really like, the more I'm looking at this, I really like those mounts, the bottom of that mount.
Yeah.
And there we go. And boom. And yeah, so that's that. What else do I have in here? That's kind of it. Yeah, that's kind of it.
So, I always notice this in like all of the things that you build.
Yeah.
You have off on the side, kind of back where you were, like all these
Floating
random
objects.
floating objects.
Yeah.
So, is this part of your creative process?
Yes, absolutely. It's like my little staging area. Like I have, like on the levels I work at home. Like I'm doing. I think you guys showed it because I actually had it on internal, like that castle village
Oh,
area. Like I usually have like a staging area that's like either just flat ground, no textures, and I put like all the props, kind of like Bob Ross had like his little paint palette. I put like all the props that I think I want to use in an area, and then I just start like grabbing them and moving them around each other and looking at it from all different angles and rotating it, and then I start like piecing stuff together. I'm like, okay, I like that, I don't like that. This needs more of this, so then I'll go in and find like a specific prop that may have the look that I'm looking for.
Yeah, I did that with when I was building bunch of different guns. But my main thing is I was like, okay, what props or am I gonna get good like draw distance out of? Because there varies between, and so like I went through like everything, and I was like, this can go down a lot, and you can still see it. So I like put all these together, and I was like, okay, here's like my set of props that I can use to build these like small character weapons. It actually worked out pretty well because you could see them for pretty long ways off compared to other stuff.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the things I have a problem with when I'm actually working at or doing my own stuff at home is because I have so many like limitations and restrictions here about what I'm allowed to use and what I'm not. That when I get home and I'm like, oh crap, I can use like Keys to the Castle and Dungeon Descent in the same. Oh my god! And my head explodes, and it's amazing. Like I spend hours literally just sitting there tooling around with props, making something neat. I do have like plans for that castle level and like what comes after it, and I haven't released it yet, and I'm gonna have a little bit more time to do that, which is pretty cool. So I'll definitely be releasing a lot more stuff here in the near future.
So that one that you were just on was really cool actually. This is
one?
like that so that's the butt of the gun and the scope of the gun.
This
and
is the original
rays.
top of like the gates, yeah.
That looks to me like the side of a spaceship. Like a carrier spaceship. I see that could be like an awesome side of a carrier spaceship.
Yeah, that would be. Around. Or even like those would be like doors that like open up like from the bottom, and then it's like the transport.
Yeah.
And take like this guy. Who knows? I'm gonna start building.
Yeah, I mean we don't have anything in our prop gallery, but we can grab things from the world. So in internal mode, when things go offline, we literally have no prop gallery. That's a fun thing.
So I've been doing assemblies for an upcoming pack that.
How's that been?
Hilarious. I'm like, man, I'm sure glad Mikhail saved out all those props in that level because
you would have no way to access them.
I have no way to access them.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, sometimes I just listen to music and just jam on stuff and see where I go. Like all my stuff looks like crap at first, and then just iteration. Iteration's really key.
That's already looking awesome. Already, it's looking like a ship. And no, I don't think we'll show the video that we the compilation video we put together of the of all of the
Void
artifacts, because I think it would end up being about 20 minutes. It was
pretty
but
long.
think about it this way: we actually, it's a video of, I think it was every single entry in there. So if you have taken a look at every single entry, then you would know exactly what the video would be like. Oh man, yeah.
Who knows? Like,
That's.
I'm just kind of freewheeling it here.
I mean, your freewheeling it is better than my 5 hours later.
Intentional, yeah.
Here's
Yeah.
what
You
I
guys don't give
attempted.
yourself enough credit. This isn't really any. I don't even know what the hell this is.
Whatever, it already looks better than something I can do. Whoa, that looks already really cool. Yeah, it's just putting stuff together and making cool shapes. That's what it really is. You already made a really cool shape.
Let's put like. What do we got here? It's. What am I looking for? The grenade. I'm looking for the grenade.
And that grenade scales up really big.
Yeah, I like that grenade.
Very big, very small.
Where's my? There it is.
Oh, I see.
Boom, boom.
Looks like a metallic apple. It's like,
Like a piece of Eden
or
for my Assassin's Creed players.
isn't that what HK-47 his head was like from from Knights of the Old Republic? HK-47, the robot, his head I think was like.
I thought you were talking about like a gun or something.
Oh no, yeah, he's the guy. He's the robot who calls humans meatbags. It's he's a very hilarious robot.
What a jerk robot.
That is not very nice.
But I think that's pretty much his head. I think he had antennas and such on there, but it's pretty close to his head. So those 3 little beams though are like so perfect for eyes for robots.
Yeah. Just make like your little Star Wars reference. Just start
Well, I mean,
making
it's like-
engines that look like that.
It's only his head. He had a full bipedal body. And someone in chat did say it does probably look closer to the probe. But yeah, it's true. I guess its color is close to HK-47. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Super engines.
Yeah, tons of super engines. Boom, ba-doom, 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 boom.
This is very cool. It's really cool watching just
I'm
make,
just-
make stuff.
Just doing big shapes, not like trying to piece it together all specifically.
Like, I know if I was building this, I would be getting so excited at myself right now. Like, yeah, I'm making something that's actually looking cool finally.
Dude, you always make stuff that looks cool. Like I said, you guys don't give yourself enough credit. Start making like a little drop ship and oh crap, we can't get.
Yeah.
Wait, what if it's in starter?
Starter is, yeah, you
Sweet.
can get starter stuff.
Can you type in rope?
Yep. That's the only stuff you have available in offline mode for internal, just starter stuff.
Is it for the people to rappel down?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh, so you're thinking like people dropship.
Yeah.
What were you thinking? Like alien dropship? Or like
I was thinking more.
gat bomb dropship?
Like drop and take off.
I was thinking more like whatever the ships from StarCraft that drop off other smaller ships, the carriers.
Medics.
Yeah.
How about a ship that drops off a ship that drops off a ship?
That is
It's a meta.
Yo, bro, I heard you like
Yeah,
ships.
yeah.
So we put a
Yeah.
ship that drops off your ship.
Yeah.
That's like what's it called?
That's like one of my favorite
Marushka
memes.
doll. What's the doll? The Russian doll? Something.
Yeah.
The Russian nesting dolls.
Yeah, whatever they're called. I forget the Russian name for them.
Hey, get these things out of here.
So what effect was that? The huge one.
This one?
Ambient cloud.
It is the...
No.
Oh, drop shadow.
Yeah, it's the drop shadow, just tinted a different color. So, like, when I was going... Alright, so... You guys saw how it was before. So when I... Get rid of those. Get rid of this. If I can select it. Oh my gosh. Okay. This should be fairly hilarious. Oh look, shit right in view.
That's a perfect camera for somebody to come down there.
Right.
Yeah, it is.
And then you go off to the side here in this shot. So I wanted everybody's focus to be on that center lane. So that's why I have those blue fins kind of sticking up there and kind of going toward the gate, because that's where I want like the focus, or attention directed.
Mm-hmm.
So now you see like the top of it, the top third of the screen off to the upper right is like the same color intensity as the center lane, and so you're really not sure where to look. Mm-hmm. So like the bottom third is a little bit better because you can see like how it's darker. I moved stuff around so it's not as good as it was, but like it's darker. So what I did is I took, and I can thank Jed for this, is you take those, oh my gosh, camera. Take these guys and you flip them on their side, and then you just kind of start stacking them up. So like, and it creates like a atmospheric like kind of haze fog effect. And so the further back you go, the more you have stacked against each other, the more it obscures like stuff that's back there. So we'll see it, and you might not be able to tell that big of a difference in this sky because they're kind of tooled for the other sky.
Right, for the empty world.
Yeah, for the empty world. But now you can see how like
you can definitely
you see it.
yeah, you can see how like and it's a gradual effect too. Like it gets more and more opaque the further you go. So like everything in that top third isn't the same color value as the stuff in the center. So now the center sticks out even more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like before you could see the skyline and water. Now it just becomes. It looks like it ends up in this hazy sand dust cloud.
And that's one of the reasons why I chose like dark orange for those drop shadows, because I wanted, like, one of the reasons that you see kind of like blue everywhere is because the sky's blue and there's like water vapor in the air that like the light reflects off of, and so I wanted to give the impression that this is like a real like sand blasted area, and there's tons of sand and dirt being kicked up in the air, and that's what the light's reflecting off of. So that's why it's kind of like that murky brown and orange.
And someone in chat asked a good question. This would probably be something that's only good for cinematics more than gameplay.
Not necessarily. Like, so if you were making this stage into a game, which you absolutely could, if someone's like wandering through and like doing quests out here in the desert and trying to get in that door. Well, like, there's obviously parts of this level that, and in any game that you play, that people aren't going to get to. Mm-hmm. And so there's a lot of voodoo magic that goes on with making it appear as though stuff is actually out there in the distance, when really it's just kind of like this whole forested area. I mean, these guys really aren't resting on anything, but I put them there, and behind the wall, it looks like there's, like a dense jungle. There's no detail down there because there doesn't need to be. And so if you have stuff like mountains or forests or trees or stuff that's off in the distance, you can still use that effect to give the impression that like they're further out there than they actually are, and also to like kind of draw your attention, not so much that like, because stuff that if you're looking out on the horizon, like trees out there aren't going to be the same like color values that the ones in front of you are.
Mm-hmm.
So the more you use those, the more it looks like the stuff is out there. And you know, I've got in the pop-in video, I was turning some of them on and off, like depending on where the camera was and what it was looking at, to create the atmospheric effect where I wanted it. That's what's known as a pain in the butt. So you know, it's you can find uses for it.
Yeah, like I would just add on to that. It's the thing that you use in the places that your character can't get to.
Yeah.
In the places they can get to, you probably don't want to use that.
Probably
because
not.
it is the drop shadow is like suddenly you get through it and it's just gone. Like you've gotten through the veil.
I've seen people use them for like doorways though, like an opaque where you like walk into it and then you come back out. To
Yeah,
the side.
sure. And like one of the other things you could do is like if you want to get crazy is you have your character and then you attach drop shadow. I've never tried this, but I just, you know, it might be worth exploring to see what it looks like. Just take drop shadows and put them like in quads all around it. So here, let me, excuse me. Pretend this is a character, and so let me take this. Let's shrink it down a little bit, a lot bit.
You had it at over 9,000.
Yes, it was very much over 9,000.
Over 9,000.
And you know, you could take this and rotate it.
Ah, I see. So like, oh, you could use that to make a fog of war around your person.
Yeah, and kind of like attach it to attach all of them to your character, so no matter which way he turns, like those effects are traveling with them, and you can stack them on. I don't know how that would be on performance, so I literally just thought of it, and I don't know if like it'd create like a believable effect, but it's definitely something to try.
Because I've actually literally just been thinking about, I really wanted to do a fog of war for something. What's the best way to do that? And I didn't think about doing it this way. I'm going to go test this out myself when I get home. Because that's a cool idea.
Follow camera. And actually, herp derp.
Oh, yeah. And you got to attach all that stuff to it.
Actually, should we try this in a... No, because we won't be able to get these.
Yeah, we'll have starter characters only.
Well, it's not the characters I'm worried about, it's we can't get the effects.
I'm pretty sure Drop Shadow is
I thought it was Conquer.
Nope. That was added to the game at the same time as Conquer,
Oh, for
but
real?
Drop Shadow is part of starter
What am
content.
I even connecting here? I don't even know what I'm doing.
You're doing it right. You are doing it right.
Do I have you? Yes, I do.
Yep.
Makes me wonder, what the heck did I just attach to that?
There's like some.
Oh, the cacti.
Yeah.
Or the whatever. They're not cacti. The things.
Yeah. Desert Tree Bee.
Oh, that tree also.
Stupid tree. Okay. Oh no!
Yeah, you gotta turn off that
Gotta
camera.
turn off that camera. Where are you, camera?
I believe it's that the green logic cube right down
Yes,
here.
it is. Thank you. I always make them green, and then I can never find them. Doop-a-doop-a-doo.
That's right. You use this method where you do done executing at the very top.
Yeah.
So it just doesn't run the rest of the lines. That's right.
Oh, that's instead of that's smart.
I don't think something's attached. Oh, it's because I've got the one behind me that's constantly obscuring my...
Yeah, so you probably need to make it a bit closer.
Yeah, or a bit farther away, or just even do away with the back one and, like, start stack. Actually, let's do that. Let's get rid of this one.
Yeah, I don't think there would need to be one behind the character. Because
Start
your camera never
stacking
faces
it
that way.
up.
I guess a follow camera can make it.
Oh, I don't think... You probably... Let's...
It's something to mess around with.
Yeah, because I was thinking we probably want to have an actual character there, because I think
The front on this is not.
The front on this is somewhere different than we think the front is.
Yeah.
But hey, you can make a walk-in laser cannon mount.
Yeah. Hey guys, what's going on? Hey, you want me to be in your SparkThomas episode?
Just makes me think of like the little toaster for some reason.
Yeah,
like a little.
I think that's a good ending point.
And then the laser cannon's like, I want to be in it too. No laser cannon. We told you. You end up killing people all the time. You're not allowed out. So yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, that's really cool. So again, next week we won't have a stream, but instead of the stream, we'll be releasing SparkEpisode 2. So that's going to happen next Thursday. Thank you, Keith. And because we'll be releasing SparkEpisode 2, we don't need any more stuff for it, so we won't have a challenge for next week.
Yep.
Because instead we'll be releasing the thing. So
make whatever you want this week.
Yeah, exactly. And everyone else, everyone who's won all of our past challenges, day one, as soon as Battle Stations comes out, you're going to get Battle Stations for free.
Well, I think we have 4 winners plus.
No, we have more than 4.
Because we've done we've had 4 weeks of challenges and there are multiple winners on a couple of them. So we're probably like at 6 or 7.
Yeah, somewhere like that. So yeah, this video we'll be posting around. Keith, thanks for showing us how you made all this cool stuff.
Yeah, no problem.
You make really cool stuff.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I just hope that
the laser thing. I did not know that. That is my takeaway.
I just hope inspires some other people to go make some cool stuff because.